Urgent Niners fan, look at what just happened. Nobody saw this coming, huh? But first, make sure to subscribe to the channel because we bring you daily videos with the latest Niners news, and don't forget to turn on notifications so you don't miss anything. 49ers insider wants trade. Involving McCaffrey and Jeanty Loot went wrong for the San Francisco 49ers last season. Depending on who you ask, the reason for it is multifaceted. On one hand, a Super Bowl hangover is certainly warranted after the team lost in overtime to the Kansas City Chiefs in Super Bowl LV8. Injuries also played a part as well, with stars like Christian McCaffrey and Brandon Ayuk missing most of the year. On the other, the roster is older than normal, and the 49ers' age started to show. If the team wants to get younger heading into the 2025 season, they'll need to have a massive draft. NFL analysis writer Ian Van Roy believes the 49ers should consider adding another dynamic offensive weapon in the 2025 draft to support quarterback Brock Purdy long-term, particularly running back Ashton Jeanty. The scheme and history show that Purdy is most effective with a superstar running back, Van Roy wrote. McCaffrey is turning 29 this year and already has several season-ending injuries in his history. Not only would his addition boost Purdy, but it also could solve the running back problem for the 49ers for another decade. Drafting Jeanty with McCaffrey still on the roster is a massive gamble for the 49ers at this point. No one will deny that, but as the team gets younger, they need more stars in key positions in Kyle Shanahan's offense. Running back, unlike with most teams, is a spot that must be addressed. Jeanty would add a powerful dynamic to San Fran's offense. If the 49ers can trade up for him, that is. Pausing this news just to say that if you want YouTube to keep recommending the latest Niners news to you, it's very important that you leave a like on this video. Thanks. Now let's get back to the news. NFL Rumors Explainer suggests Steelers. 49ers pull off TJ Watt, Brock Purdy, trade Purdy to Pittsburgh and Watt to San Francisco. There may be a scenario in which the San Francisco 49ers and Pittsburgh Steelers would collaborate in a trade featuring Brock Purdy and TJ Watt. Former NFL player Chris Canty appeared as a special guest on ESPN Radio on Sunday. He proposed the idea that the 49ers and Steelers should negotiate a major trade with Purdy and Watt, which would have the quarterback make his way to Pittsburgh and the former Defensive Player of the Year head to San Francisco. Using TJ Watt as a way to be able to pry Brock Purdy from San Francisco, Canty said on ESPN Radio's Unsportsmanlike. The 49ers gutted at defense, being able to add some help for Fred Warner and Nick Bosa, T.J. Watt in that group. Robert Saleh now back there as the defensive coordinator. The 49ers got the 11th overall pick, so they can presumably draft a quarterback if they don't have to. Give up that pick in the trade. I don't know how the 49ers say no to that. What's next for Brock Purdy? T.J. Watt would be an intriguing trade scenario for the 49ers and Steelers to consider, especially as it involves players in Brock Purdy and T.J. Watt who have represented their entire careers with their respective franchises. Purdy rose up the ranks as one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL since his debut in 2022. He finished the 2024 campaign with 300 completed passes for 3,864 yards and 20 touchdowns. He also made 66 rushes for 323 yards and 5 touchdowns, all career highs. However, the 49ers missed the playoffs with a 6-11 record, a disappointment after being the runner-up in Super Bowl 58. Watt has been with the Steelers for 8 seasons since 2017. He is coming off a 2024 season in which he made 61 tackles, 27 quarterback hits, 11.5 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, 2 fumble recoveries, and 4 pass deflections. He helped command the Steelers' defense to a postseason appearance, where they lost 28-14 to the Baltimore Ravens in the AFC wildcard. But both teams have been busy retooling their rosters throughout the offseason as they look forward to the 2025 NFL Draft. But if they wish to move on from Purdy and Watt, they have the means to do so. One 49ers rumor suggests bad news on George Kittle. Future George Kittle signed a 5-year, $75 million extension with the San Francisco 49ers in 2020. Back then, the Niners found themselves in a much different spot, ready to spend and build on their contender to capitalize on a championship window. Those 4 years since have seen plenty of successes that Kittle has contributed to. 3 conference championship game appearances and 1 Super Bowl appearance makes them one of the NFC's better teams in that stretch. But San Francisco has not gotten over the hump to end that drought. 2024, the 4th season since Kittle's extension, went up in smoke with numerous key injuries. A drastic fall from grace forced the Niners to reevaluate their roster-building strategy. This offseason, they let a number of free agents walk and traded star receiver Deebo Samuel to the Washington Commanders, Dutch general manager John Lynch's comments at the NFL Scouting Combine even suggested the team had interest in moving Samuel's counterpart Brandon Ayuk as well. Altogether, that leaves the Niners searching for a fresh start, and they will get younger and cheaper with the talent acquired. During the NFL Draft, with that final year still to go on Kittle's contract, where do both sides stand on the tight end's future with the team? Kittle's cap hit for 2025 will count over $22 million to the Niners cap. Last season, he showed no signs of slowing down after totaling 78 catches for 106 yards and 8 touchdowns. However, the Niners' current direction casts doubt on their meeting Kittle's asking price. The duality of those two factors is also enhanced with the lingering task of extending quarterback Brock Purdy. That was laid out as a prime objective heading into the offseason, yet has no target for completion at this point. Until that gets done, it would seem that any other big-picture moves come secondary. The Niners and Kittle have had a positive working relationship over the years, but both sides face major questions when it comes to a potential extension. Kittle must want to remain in the Bay Area, and the Niners must commit to a significant dollar amount to keep him. Will the 49ers make the playoffs next season? It's a stretch to expect the 49ers suddenly to play like it's 2023. There are plenty of reasons to believe the 49ers will go to the playoffs this season, but there also are plenty of reasons to believe they won't. If Christian McCaffrey and Trent Williams play and stay healthy, the 49ers should be good considering how weak their schedule looks on paper. But McCaffrey and Williams aren't young anymore. McCaffrey will turn 29 in June, and Williams will turn 37 in July. Just last season, McCaffrey missed 13 games and Williams missed 7. And if the 49ers somehow had reached the playoffs without them, they wouldn't have returned for the postseason. They were done for the year. So it's a stretch to expect those two suddenly to play like it's 2023. In addition, Brock Purdy could hold out all offseason if the 49ers don't finalize his contract extension soon. And they generally wait until September to finalize big extensions, so their starting quarterback could miss their entire offseason training program if they're not careful. Also, their defense has been absolutely gutted this offseason. They lost Dre Greenlaw, Leonard Floyd, Javon Hargrave, Maliek Collins, Charvarius Ward, Talanoa Hufanga, and Isaac Yiadon. Of course, they'll try to replenish that side of the ball with rookies from the draft, but those players could take a few years to develop, and there's no guarantee that any of them will make a meaningful impact this year. The return of Robert Saleh will help the defense because he's such a better coordinator than Nick Sorensen. But even Saleh needs talent to work with, and right now the 49ers aren't giving him much. Don't be shocked if the 49ers miss the playoffs for the second season in a row. 49ers have a pre-draft visit with a defensive tackle projected to go in the second round. Toledo's Darius Alexander is an intriguing option for the 49ers in the second round. The pre-draft visit, where the San Francisco 49ers host a wide receiver from Washington State with a familiar name, seems like a redundant pick. The Niners drafted Jacob Cowing in the 4th round a year ago, and Kyle Williams doesn't do anything differently or above. And beyond what Cowing can do, the same cannot be said for the next prospect visit. According to Justin Mello from the Draft Network, the 49ers have a pre-draft visit with Toledo defensive tackle Darius Alexander. Alexander had 4 sacks and 8 QB hits in 2024, but did boast an elite pass rush win rate percentage of 12.9. You can see Alexander's upper echelon jumps from the NFL Combine show up when it's time to unleash his power. Alexander has a go-to pass rush move and an arm over. It's how he primarily wins. Alexander is also plenty athletic for a 305-pound. Mani, you can see his athleticism with the amount of ground Alexander covers when he's changing direction or the ground he covers on a Euro step move. Alexander has consistently lined up as a 3 technique during his time at Toledo. Consistent is an apt way to describe him. You know what? You're getting the production is there, every game. Alexander's ceiling may not be the highest, but you're getting a player who won't get moved on run plays, will occasionally make run stops, but is overall a plus-run defender. As a pass rusher, you can count on Alexander to have a couple of disruptive plays a game. If Robert Saleh is interested in moving away from the smaller, finesse-type defensive tackles and gravitating toward the ones that win with brute force, Alexander is an ideal option. According to the NFL mock draft database, Alexander is getting drafted 49th. If that's accurate, Alexander would need to be the 49ers' second-round pick at no .43 overall for 2025 mock draft Monday 10.0 reinforcements coming to the offensive and defensive lines. With the 2025 NFL draft fast approaching, analysts continue to focus on how the 49ers will reload a roster that saw key veterans depart in free agency. From fortifying the trenches to securing a shutdown corner, this week's mock draft spotlight a range of prospects who could fill immediate needs and support San Francisco's long-term vision. Here's a look at who the experts have the 49ers selecting at no one dozen in NFL. Rhett Lewis Josh Simmons, OT, Ohio State. Simmons provides future LT security at the bargain rate of a rookie contract. NFL Mike Band Michael Williams, Edge, Georgia. In his first 4 drafts as GM 2017-20, John Lynch used 3 first-round picks on defensive linemen, establishing that front. As a foundational pillar of the 49ers team-building philosophy, that trend could swing back to prominence. Williams fits the prototype San Francisco typically covets: long, explosive, and scheme-versatile, while possessing untapped upside. NFL. Gennaro Felice Derek Harmon DT, Oregon. Harmon has drawn the kind of subtle yet consistent praise throughout the pre-draft process that makes me believe he could go surprisingly high. ESPN Mel Kiper Jr., Will Johnson CB, Michigan. There's well-documented roster turnover in San Francisco right now, and Charvarius Ward is among the departures. Renardo Green has one of the outside starting spots. But what will the 49ers do at the other? Could slot guy Diamador Lenoir move outside? Will new signee Trey Brown earn the role and stay healthy? Or could this be a golden chance to land a potential shutdown CB1 in Johnson? Johnson missed time last season with a toe injury, and he slid from the top 5 to no .12 overall on my big board, but the talent is undeniable. He's big 6 foot, and his instincts and ball skills show up in the box scores. He had 9 interceptions. Over his Michigan career, including 2 pick-sixes last season, the 49ers had 11 total INTs a year ago, tied for 19th. CBS Sports, Garrett Podell Will Johnson CB, Michigan top cornerback Charvarius Ward signed with the Colts in free agency. So the 49ers need a legit CB1 with all the receiver talent out in the NFC West. Will Johnson, whose 31.0 passer rating when targeted was the second best in college football since 2022, minimum 100 targets, fills a big need. PFF Jordan Plocher Armon Membo T, Missouri. The 49ers haven't drafted an offensive tackle in the first round since 2018. Trent Williams will be back in 2025, but he will be 37 years old, and in his 15th season, Membu would give the 49ers an athletic tackle who fits what they want to do schematically. Membu earned an 80.7 PFF run blocking grade in 2024 on outside zone runs, a concept the 49ers deployed on 50 of their run plays. USA Today, Nate Davis, Jody Barron DB, Texas A&Niners roster that's had a significant reset this offseason in part to accommodate the weighty contract that's headed QB Brock Purdy's way had some notable nips and tucks in the secondary. Stelanoa Hufanga and CB Charvarius Ward both headed for greener, meaning a lot of money pastures. Barron's ability to flex between outside corner, the slot, and safety would allow the 2024 Jim Thorpe Award winner to address one of these voids more than capably. The 33rd team Kenneth Grant IDL Michigan. The potential and opportunity to play for Robert Saleh and help reforge the 49ers' reputation as a physical team up front are too good to pass up. And now, Niners fan, I want to hear from you. What's your opinion on this? drop your thoughts in the comments. I don't know if you know this, but your opinion matters a lot for Niners. He'll be back any moment with more Niners news.